Let's go. Let's go.
Hello and welcome to Alienate Your Cave.
Did that without moving my mouth. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the show. Welcome Ian. Thank you for coming on this evening.
Thank you for having me.
You are more than welcome. It's been a while. So we met at the Bigfoot conference in Bridgewater back in, was it April? May? April?
May, beginning of June.
May.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a while ago. So just been wanting to get you on and finding a gap and everything. So welcome to the show. So Ian is part of Cryptid Paranormal Investigations in the southwest of the UK. Correct? Thank God I got that right. And so you go out and investigate, because when I was there, you came over and you was looking at the bits of equipment that I had on display, what I use for when I go out. I think it was a digital recorder, wasn't it, that you was looking at?
Yeah, I've got a thing about digital recorders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fetish.
That's not a bad thing. It's all good.
No.
So I know I've asked you, but I can't remember everything I ever say. Can't remember what I did this morning. So how long have you been going out investigating?
Actively, we've been investigating since 2006. Yeah.
So
late 2006.
It's you and the wife. Is it Sandra? Am I correct?
Hella.
Sorry?
Hella. She's called Hella.
Heather. Sorry. Ella. All right. And it ended in an A. I was halfway there. Sorry.
Yeah, we started. It was just me and her, really. We started.
Yeah.
It all sort of started after my father passed away. And there was an incident at home where one of the children was waving at somebody apparently stood in the garden.
Yeah.
And, and she was only 3, 4 at the time. And I said to her, who are you waving at? Oh, the man in the garden who's smiling at me and waving. I said, there's nobody in the garden. And it wasn't until 2 years later when we moved back to the UK, and he was 6 then, and she walked into the living room and she pointed at the mantelpiece. There was a photograph of my father, and she went, that's the man in the garden.
Wow.
And yeah, that's really sort of the thing that got me into it, to be honest. I suppose it was a bit of dealing with the loss as well. You want to make contact. So I wanted desperately to make sure he was okay, make contact with him. So that was how it really came about. And it was just a chance that the next neighbour said that a friend of his had taken his own life in the park that was backing onto our house. So we did an investigation there, and it all kicked off there. So
wow.
Yeah.
Were you able to make contact with your father other than, the kids?
No. But over the years, you learn methods, you learn theories, you have your own theories about why possibly they don't make contact with you. Personally, I think it's down to they'll do it when they're ready and when you're ready, when they think that you're ready.
Yeah.
And they think that you'll be able to deal with it.
Because really during the grieving process, it's hard because if they're coming through to you, I feel like they kind of know that you wouldn't move on. You're going to be constantly looking for that connection.
Yeah. And I mean, we've had things happen in the house, and we've had things happen in my mum's house, which we can't explain. And we definitely think it's him. But funnily enough, we moved in with my mother 3 years ago, and things stopped. And we think that that's because he's now sort of realizes that, she's being looked after. It's very, very strange.
Do you think that was like him trying to get your attention to say, you need to be closer to your mum? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were always a close family. Like, we've always been close. I was very close to my father. So I think, and it was a case of she got too frail and too old to look after herself. So didn't want her to go into a home or anything. So we took over.
No.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people's stories start off like that. Like they had a death in the family or they had an experience. And that's really what got them into it. You had like an interest before that?
I've always had an interest. I had some really quite disturbing instances as a child where I saw things, and it was very much it scared the hell out of me. I was afraid of the dark until I was like 18.
Oh.
Like I wasn't afraid of the dark. I was afraid of what was in it. That was the thing.
Yeah. I still
really,
am.
really bad experiences. And
Wow.
you know, when I was 5 years old, I saw something in my bedroom which resembled, I don't know, I suppose it was a cross between like a gargoyle and Gollum. And it was sat on top of the wardrobe and it just jumped and disappeared. And then when I was about 13, I saw it again with some friends. They saw it as well. And then when I was living in Germany on the investigation where my friend's friend had taken his life, we saw it again. 2 of us saw it then. I found out later on what it was, which was quite interesting because apparently it's some sort of spirit of the earth. And according to a medium that just one day walked up to me in the restaurant I was running, she said that it was protecting. I'd taken something in a previous life, and it was making sure that I didn't do it again. I mean, that's like totally weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the sort of things where you think, okay, you know, space cadet.
Yeah.
That's weird
Yeah,
to
but
see though.
the thing is, though, with that, it's like you can't prove that. There's no way proving it's true or false, so is there? It's
No, exactly.
you either accept it or you like whatever sort of thing. But then I suppose it's still going to play in the back of your mind once someone said that to you. Like, what is that? Why it's there, or could it be something totally different?
On the opening day that we opened this restaurant, and she said, "I want to speak to you. I need to speak to you." And I'm thinking, I've never seen this woman in my life, never. And she gave me a card, and it took about 3 weeks. So I did phone her after 3 weeks, and I said, "Okay, you know, I've been thinking about this for the last 3 weeks." And she said, "Well, come over to my house, and I'll tell you all about it." And
Wow.
I went over to her house, and her husband by that time had become regular in the pub, and she just proceeded to tell me about what I'd seen and a dream that I'd been having for like years. I mean, she could never have known that. That's just like impossible.
No.
And that's what blew me away. I was like, okay, there's definitely something to this. Apart from the fact that I think she ended up in a medical unit because of certain stuff, but it's crazy. Like, so there's a lot more, there's things out there happening that we don't even know about. We've only reached the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So what's your favourite rabbit hole to go down? What is it that makes you tick?
ITC is really the main one. So instrumental translocation. And the other one would be, I would say, Sasquatch, Bigfoot, that sort of thing. Green Man, Woodwows. That's my sort of main thing at the moment. Is the cryptid side of things.
ITC though, what's your favorite ITC method?
I mean, I've been conducting EVPs for ever since we started, and Estes method and that sort of thing. Spirit boxes, built my own spirit boxes, and had some absolutely mind-blowing results with them. Full sentences, it replies to questions. And I mean, people have always said, "Oh, well, that could be stray radio frequencies and stuff." Not that precise. Definitely not that precise. That's just good old conventional EVPs is sort of our speciality. I mean, we've been doing that for years and years. And we got to the point where people were sending us recordings for us to decipher and sort of, figure out what's going on. Which we really enjoyed. And it went stagnant for a few years, sort of where I lost a bit of interest in it. And then about 2 years ago, met somebody on an investigation. He had some really cool voice recorders that he said was, like, these are magnets. These are absolute EVP magnets. So I bought one, went out on the first investigation, had the best EVPs I've ever recorded, and that was it again. So yeah, but I mean, we use the spirit boxes a lot, the Estes method. Also, I suppose it's the type of recorders you use, and there are recorders out there that nobody knows about, like the RT EVP, which it looks like the cheapest, nastiest EVP, voice recorder on the market.
Yeah.
But I've never seen anything perform that well.
Wow.
It's made by Gary Galka, actually, who's he's the guy who created the SB7, the REM pod, the Mel meter.
Yeah.
And they're like chicken's teeth. Like, if you find one on eBay, it's going to cost you £600.
Wow.
What's your thoughts on the DR60?
Overrated. Honestly, I think they're overrated. I mean, they were sort of made big by Zach Bagans and people like that. Really,
Yeah.
Stupidly overpriced. I mean, you can't get one under £1,700 now.
Mm-hmm.
No.
We found a type of recorder I think is better than the DR60, which is an old Olympus one, and we figured out that it's the type of microphones they used, and they've changed those microphones since then. So the microphone array is different, and they used suppressed microphones as well. So they had two main microphones and then a suppressed, which would pick up lower frequencies.
Yeah.
Very, very successful with those.
Yeah, because I know Nicole's mate, Jenny, she got two in this little purse thing, and she carries them everywhere. She doesn't let them go out of sight.
Everywhere.
She says, don't matter where I go, it's the bathroom, shopping, work, she has them on a person all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I've got one always, always fully charged and ready to go.
Yeah.
But for example, as I said, we were investigating with the guys from Western Supernatural last at the weekend, and they use, I think it's the Philips voice tracer,
right?
Which is I'd never heard of it, and it looks.
Yeah, it's a load I've not heard of.
No, but I was sort of a Zoom person. I like the Zoom. I've got the Zoom 1, 2, 4, and they were always very good. Yeah. But these Olympus ones are, and I've got, I think, about 7 of them now, just so that when they do start going up in price, I've got them. I don't have to buy any more. So I think I've got like 13 voice recorders now.
Smart.
Stupid.
Yeah.
That's like a retirement plan.
Yeah, that one that I've got, that I can't remember the name. I paid about 15, 16 quid on eBay, and you can't even find them for sale now. And I was speaking to, I'm not name dropping, I was speaking to Rob Demarest from Ghost Hunters, and he was asking me about it. And I'm like, I've not really used it much. But then he goes, well, let us know what it's like when you use it. So I was telling him. He's like, where'd you get it from? So I sent him the link, and he's looking on eBay, like around the world, not just the US and the UK. He's like, I think he said he found one. It was like, it wasn't less than 200 quid. He goes, how you got that for that price? I'll never know. But you can't, like, use with chicken teeth, you can't find them. You can't find them anywhere.
Well, it's just like this RTVP, and it's a voice recorder. It's got a built-in spirit box as well. You can listen to your recordings as they're recording and rewind it, and it still records whilst you're listening to what you've recorded, which is fascinating.
That is good.
That's good.
And it's also the spirit box function on it. And most spirit boxes, like the SB7 and the S10 and everything, they're all what they call step search. So you get that white noise. Well, the RTEV is what they call linear search. So it's very quiet and it glides. It's not sort of that very abrupt static. It sort of glides through. It's very smooth. And if you put that onto a portal, with a noise gate and a reverb, you literally get it silent, and then it will just call out what it picks up. So,
Right.
I mean, we had some through at the weekend. Haven't figured out what it said or what dialect it was, whether it was Irish, Scottish, or like a Newcastle. But phenomenal.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, I need to look into this.
Well, if you ever need any, you know where I am.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
I'm always on the lookout
Right.
for new equipment, because it's always fun to try out different things and see how it works in different locations.
Yeah, well, I've bought. There are 3 different versions of the Olympus one, and I've bought all 3 just to test how they work against each other.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And honestly, they are absolute unbelievable. I'd rather have one of those than a DL60.
Yeah.
A lot cheaper.
No, yeah. Here's a question for you. So, have you ever gone out investigating and used 2 identical voice recorders and got different things on each one? So you got one type of EVP on one on the other, but in or around the same location at the same time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There's a place near us called Trinity Church, and it's a really old church that was burnt down in the 90s. In fact, it was burnt down 3 times, and the cemetery around it is very dark. So I mean, when you're up there, you will see figures running around in the cemetery. The church itself is fine. That seems to be protected somehow. One of our team members is a Wiccan, and he said that he can see signs of protection ceremonies that have gone on in the church. But if you venture outside the church, there are things running around, and there's a particular tomb which has been built up with like iron bars and everything. And I got 2 EVPs outside that tomb on the same type of recorder, so 2 different recorders, but identically the same. One of them was male, one of them was female. So on the one recorder it was male, on the other recorder it was female. It called me a bitch, actually.
Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah.
But that's the end. I think EVPs is just like a massive subject.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's so many. Like, what do you think about the apps? Have you used any of the apps yet?
I've never been a big fan of the apps, to be honest, because phones aren't designed to pick up EMF or anything like that. But saying that, 2 months ago we were at a fort, one of the old Palmerston forts in Weymouth, Fort Noth, and one of the guys in the group was using Ghost Tube. Now they have 3 different apps. They have a recorder, they have like a Paratech, almost a bit like a Paratech device, and the SLS. And he picked up on the Paratech one, full name and how that person died. Now we didn't find out until later on. There was actually a plaque up in one of the towers with that name and how that person died, and it was identical. So that sort of made me think a little bit. Okay, well, I know these aren't designed for that, but how did it pick that up? So that left me a little bit. That made me think a little bit. But I'm still not a big fan of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it comes down to like the timing and relevance. So sometimes you can pick up a response, but I feel that like the problem is when people try to like kind of form a story around what the responses are instead of just letting it answer the questions you're asking.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. The electric just went completely.
Oh.
So I'm just come on here to tell you, I'll be back on in 2 minutes. I've just got to restart the PC and everything just shut down.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So give me I'll let you two carry on. Give me 5 minutes. Yeah.
Have fun.
See you in a sec.
Yeah.
See you soon. We'll miss you.
Bye.
Bye.
So what do you think of them? Do you use them or?
We use some. We use necrophonics a lot because that works similar to kind of like the Phasma box, and we use that. One of the ones that I use most often is called Ghost Stalker.
Yeah.
And
It, yeah.
that one uses like the gyroscope in your phone and then kind of works like an obelisk.
Okay.
I don't really put much stock in the words that are coming out of it, but it senses vibrations like where there shouldn't be. So that's kind of interesting.
There you are. You're back again.
Jeez, we're having a lot of technical issues today.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I've the Ovilus example, I've used a lot. I've got the original Ovilus 1 actually still, which I don't really use anymore. It's more for sort of like collecting really. But we have in England, we have a guy who builds equipment, and you can order equipment off him. He's called Appy Droid.
I know it. Yeah. Yes. Great equipment.
Honestly, he builds fantastic equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a couple of things off him. The last one was actually the Paratech V5, which is very much like the Ovilus.
I am very jealous because it stopped shipping to the US because of the tariffs.
Oh, really?
I was going to order one of the new ones.
Yeah, that's good. We took it out on the fortnight actually, and it was coming up with stuff that was absolutely relevant. And I mean, unlike say the Ovilus, which hasn't actually got any sensory pickups in it at all, it's just a word bank. He's actually got sensory pickups in the Paratech, so he uses germanium dioids and things like that in there as well. And really, really, really good. I was quite amazed by it. And we were out at the weekend, and it came out with some stuff there that was sort of came out with German stuff. Now it doesn't have a German word bank, so how does that happen? And we were at a war museum, so.
Wow. Yeah, he makes really. I have a little REM pod that he's made. I have a couple of different things, but I was really ready to order the new Paratech thing and the new Ghost box.
Yeah.
And they can't ship. I'm gonna have to have it sent to Andy and have him bring it over next time he comes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. The Ghost, was that the V2 Ghost box? Was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought that one as well. That's pretty good. It's very good. It just looks like a normal radio, transistor radio.
Yeah.
But it's whatever, and it picks up, I think, something like 9 different FM settings on it, whereas generally they only have 2. So it's very, very good. I don't know how he does it. I mean, he must be a genius to.
Oh yeah.
You can download some of this stuff though. He's got a spirit box that you can download off his website.
Yeah, I have that.
You can plug. Yeah, that's good. That's very good. We tried that one with the 6 different interlinked chats and everything. Very good.
Yeah.
And he's not doing it for the money, which is, he's just doing it because he wants to.
Yeah, prices are very reasonable on his stuff. And I really like how he takes kind of an existing idea that it's like, oh, I could do this better, and does it better.
Yeah, way better.
Mm-hmm. Like with the dead bell, I find that the dead bells go off all the time. Like whether there's something going on or not, they're always going off. But his version is a lot more sensitive.
Precise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, that's the word, precise. Andy's back.
Yeah, I think I need to get one of his dead bells.
Yes.
There he is.
So, question from the other Andy Byrne. You see the ones they use on TV shows. Do you think they work, or do you think they're edited to look like they work?
Are we talking about the apps now, or? I would
fancy
assume
apps
so.
or equipment in general?
I mean, wow, you're getting into an area now which is I've got to watch it and trip over myself and
Spirit
say
boxes.
something. Spirit boxes. Okay. I mean, the SB7 works definitely. I don't think they just make it look like it works. It does work. The S10 is a good spirit box, but I don't find it. I don't know. I don't really like. I could never get on with the S10, the S box. You know, the red and black one.
Yeah.
I prefer to use my RT EVP, to be honest, or the V2 from Happy Droid. But if anybody wants to get an SB7, yeah, get it. It's a good thing. It works. Definitely works. And you can get a couple of add-ons for it, like the ANC box and stuff like that. Gary Galka actually, I think it's called this is called the ACD box. And that's an attachment that you attach to it, and it's the same sort of thing. You can slow it down, speed it up, rewind whilst it's still recording, all that sort of thing, which is, I think they do work. It's just a few other things on those programs I don't think work, really. I think a lot of it is staged.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much I would say staged versus not entirely accurate. Because, I mean, you can sit there for hours and hours and not get anything, but they're editing this footage down into a half an hour show. So it looks like they're getting immediate responses every time.
Yeah. I mean, we worked about 10 years ago. I worked with a TV show. And one of the directors that came over to the UK to record like a B-roll with us, he was an editor and a producer on two very well-known paranormal TV shows. And he said that one of them was pretty much entirely staged. So any of the activity they had was staged, because who's going to watch an hour or half an hour or 45 minutes of nothing? No one. They want to see things happen.
And I've heard people have to re-record their reactions because, like, oh, we didn't get this. Can you try it again?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. There's a couple of programs out there that I watch quite. I love to watch, but there's a few others that I would know. Oh God, as soon as I hear the music, I've got to switch it off.
Yeah.
Some of them are just entertaining.
Oh, some are not even that.
No, like there's a lot of them I wouldn't take seriously as an investigation, but it's just funny as hell to watch. It's like a parody of investigation almost.
Yeah,
we've got a couple of them I like that.
We've got more that are like that than not like that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I want to make any enemies on here.
Don't worry about that. I do that every week. It's fine.
If anybody that important is watching this, then cool.
Yeah. But sort yourselves out and stop doing it for the money. Do it for the love of.
And if you're going to continue to do it for the money, bring me on the show.
Yeah. At least cut us in. Come on.
Because genuine investigating doesn't make any.
No, it doesn't. I mean, we've never been a group to. The group doesn't. We didn't want to do that. We never wanted to do that. And we didn't want to be on TV. We didn't want to be famous. We just did it because we wanted our own research, and those results are our results. We'll show it to other people if they like it. Great. If they don't, then don't look at it.
Yeah, bollocks to him. That's what I say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Says it is.
I wouldn't have used that choice of language, but
I was being mild. Don't worry about it. We can swear on here, so it's all good. But it's not good. But
just 1 second. Andy has been having technical problems, and I just want to note this for everybody listening back on podcast that Nicholas said it's because he has the whole national grid lighting up his studio.
You're not a million miles away from that. I do have a lot of LED lights, and they are all voice activated. So when the Wi-Fi goes off, I don't have any way of turning them off because it's connected through the Wi-Fi. So if there's a big disco going on, I've just got to sit here and hope I don't start tripping out. So
Lisa
so there
said,
you
"I
go.
can be the faked bench guy. He paid a local a bottle of Frosty Jack and a bag of weed."
Do you know what? I wish I had the money to do that.
Apparently, all you need is a bottle of Jack and a bag of weed.
Yeah. Apparently, both are readily available, so I've been told. I don't actually know this, but yeah.
In the U.S., yes.
Well, it's around here. Anything. I'm telling you. Well, I'm not. I'm just speculating.
Well, it is
Got out of
recreationally
that.
legal here. You can walk into a store and just buy it.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of illegal around here. You can just pretty much walk up to anyone on the high street and buy it. You don't even need a shop. Apparently. But anyway,
Well,
moving on.
we're a bit
Sorry?
sheltered down here in the Southwest. It's not too bad.
No, nice and clean. But yeah. I missed the answer to my question. Can we go back? No, I'm only messing. I'll watch it back later and find out. But so if you wasn't going out paranormal investigating, what would you be doing? It's only because I want a bit of an insight as to you as a person and not just the paranormal side to it all.
I feel like we need a couch for this.
I'm a data analyst by profession.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I crunch numbers for rather large companies, so I need something to counteract that boredom.
To take it away, yeah.
And I mean, paranormal investigating is for me, as I say, it's always been a passion. It's a passion that I enjoy with my wife as well. She loves it.
Yes.
So we both do it.
Yeah.
We're both into it, the same as as each other, really. And then a couple of years ago, we discovered the cryptid side of things as well. So, and that was only by chance. On a paranormal investigation one evening, when we had something happen which changed my life. Put it that way. Never looked back, really. I think you heard about it at the Cryptid Con.
Most probably. But it's so difficult to remember everything that you hear, and you kind of like, it might just be me, I don't know, but you hear a story from one person, then someone else, and because you hear it around the same time, the two stories become one, and you kind of make your own encounter up. It's like, no, that didn't happen to me. That was such a body. So it's the little bits of detail that get all intertwined.
To talk about it.
Wow.
Because it's quite. It was 3 years ago. It was actually 3 years ago in May, and we were out. We were actually investigating a location that we've investigated a number of times, and we've always had some really good results there. It's an old train tunnel which was built by Brunel, so who Brunel is, yeah. And I think it's about 550-foot long tunnel. It bends in the middle, so you can't see. If you stood in the middle, you can't see the entrances.
Oh, wow.
And there were numerous sort of reports up there of things going on, and we used to go up there as a group, and we'd have things going on. We'd have somebody running down the tunnel towards us with what sounded like a big dog. We saw glowing eyes in the tunnel. We saw somebody at the end of the tunnel sort of peering in, and things like that. We were down there on this evening. There were about 12 of us in the group, and we'd gone down through. We'd gone through the tunnel in pairs, and then met at the other end, and there was a little seating area, and we'd sorted our kit out, and said that we were going to split the group up. So we split the group up into 2 groups of 6, and one group stayed in the tunnel, and the other group, which was my group, went down towards the old train platform, the old station platform. And bearing in mind, these platforms are raised, and it's the old gauge. So anything before 1902, the platform heights are 2'6". So the platform is 2'6" off the ground. And we were stood on the platform, and we split up into 3 groups, so 3 groups of 2. Myself and John went right down to the other end of the platform, and we just stood there, and we started to do some calling out. and we had the recorder going, and didn't really get much, so we switched the recorders off. And with that, we had these flashes of light in the trees, and it was almost like a flash going off, like a camera flash, but without the surrounding flash. It's just like, probably about the size of
like condensed into one point.
Yeah, it's just like glow, and then 20 yards to the right, glow, but like 3 seconds. Then another 3 seconds, and it'd be 20 yards away, glow again, then again, and then again, and then it stopped. And on the last one, we saw the old train tracks they took up, and they tarmacked it all. And right in the middle of the tarmac was stood this figure. And it was like a person. We thought, Jesus, there's somebody there. But this person was stood about 20 yards away from us, and this person was the same height as us. Now, John's 6 foot, and I'm, 5'7".
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I said, John, can you see that? And he's like, yeah, I can see. Who is it? I said, I don't know, but it's, that's a big person, because they're the same height as we are. And we're stood, we're 2'6", like 2-3 foot off the ground. And all I could make out was this big figure. It didn't seem to have much of a neck on it. It just sort of went from the shoulders up. But I could see a lot of hair at the front, like a beard, massive beard. And I mean, that was it. I started to shake, and I was absolutely crapping myself.
Yeah.
And I said to John, I said, I'm going to put my torch on. And he's like, no, don't do that. And I said, I'm going to. So I did. Nothing there. So I switched the torch off again, and about 10 seconds later, this figure appears again, but seemed to be a little bit closer this time.
Yeah.
And it was just shaking from side to side, like this. And it was massive. Like, honestly, this thing was massive. And then it's almost like it bluff charged us and disappeared.
Wow.
Now, I put my torch on, and John put his torch on.
Yeah.
John was shaking. He was pale as a sheet. Like, he was white. And it scared the hell out of the both of us. And we sort of walked back and didn't really say that much, because I think it was a little bit of shock, really. But one of the guys in the group, he's a medium. And he'd said previously one word, which I remember him saying, and it was wild man. So obviously after this, I started to do a lot of research myself, and we came up with results all around Dartmoor that there had been several sightings of something very similar. And we're not talking that long ago either.
No.
And I mean, since then, there have been more sightings. So there's obviously something. Yeah, there's something going on. Definitely, we traced things back to a particular woodland. We found stuff in there that was very unusual. I know I wouldn't say tree breaks, but yeah, it could be. It's not going to be heavy snow load, because we don't get that much snow down here.
No, not down there.
Wind, yeah, but when you've got 50 trees and one in the middle that snapped 8 foot up, how does that happen?
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
So it's just, that's what got me into it. That's really what got me into researching into that sort of thing. And then it got into the big cats as well and stuff like that. So
yeah. Have you seen any big cats? Traces of them?
Years and years ago, we were coming home from Kelvedon and Hatch Bunker in Essex, and it was about 4 o'clock in the morning. We were coming down the A38 in Devon, coming down to Ashburn, and about 400-500 yards in front of us on the road, this animal walked across the 3 lanes, jumped the centre reservation, and walked across the other 3 lanes. And just as it got to the centre reservation, it was the same height as the centre reservation.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a dog, because you could see the tail on the back. But it was one of those things where you drive, you're doing 70 miles an hour, so you're coming up on that thing pretty fast, and it's sort of like,
Yeah.
what the hell was that? You don't get a second chance to see it.
No, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, as I say, it took me 2 years to talk about it because people think you're crazy. They go, "What, Bigfoot, Sasquatch in UK? No,
Yeah.
rubbish." But if you look at our environment, we have got the environment for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I know of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 people that have had Bigfoot type wild man encounters in different parts of the UK, ranging from the Liverpool Wirral area right the way down to where you've just said, and everywhere else in between.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Honestly, it's and we do go out sort of on hiking trips to areas where there have been reported sightings. Yeah, we went to a place not long ago on Dartmoor, middle of Dartmoor, Bellavere Forest, and we looked in there, and you could see definitely that something has been destroying stuff in there, and it's not cows. Cows can't get in there. The undergrowth is so dense. You couldn't, we struggled to walk through it.
Yeah. Have you thought of setting up any trail cams?
Yeah, I have. I've got my first trail cam.
Yeah.
So just thinking about where to put it now. I don't want to. I particularly want it to be stolen, so it's got to be somewhere where I think it's not going to be seen by anyone.
Yeah, see, it's a lot of people put him high up in the trees, but I'm thinking if you keep it lower to the ground, you've probably less chance of anyone seeing it because they're not always looking. You look at the floor when you're walking to see what you're walking on and that, but when you're walking through a woods or a forest, you're looking like 5 foot and then up.
Yes, baby without laser.
Yeah.
I wear it Hardy. No, I'm not. But that would be quite interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm friends with him.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, but it's thought that Sasquatch, Wildman, Woodwoes, whatever you want to call it, that they're nocturnal, which means that they are invariably able to see infrared light.
Yeah,
so
apparently,
useless.
Apparently, that deters them because you can see the IR. It glows up like a firework, doesn't it?
The only chance you've got of catching them is during the daytime.
Yeah. So if you just put a trail cam up
to think of it, most of the pictures are during the day.
Yeah. But that's probably the only time that they're not going to be able to see it is during the day. But then again, a lot of the areas that we do go to are during the day. Either you get people there hiking and walking their dogs and taking their kids out for a walk and stuff like that. But yeah, we've had some things happen during the day. Like we've had in a quite a large woodland near us. We had very guttural, deep growling, and I could only compare it to like an alligator growl. No, we've got nothing. I mean, badger on acid.
Yeah, well, with a megaphone in its non-human hand,
and it was quite far down the bottom edge of the woodland. And
well, I think even a badger's growl isn't more than a dog, is it? I know badgers bark, and I've heard them bark, and it's not like an Alsatian bark. It's not very loud. And it's slightly. It sounds like an untuned dog bark.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This was very, very guttural and very, very loud. And I turned around to the person who I was there with, and I said, "Right, we're going." no, we're leaving. Because I didn't want to. I've had somebody say, "Oh, it could have been a cow."
What?
Bullock in a
A
dense
cow? What?
on its
But it's decided to think Bollock's being a cow. I'm going to be a cow swatch and learn to growl and hide in the forest.
Yeah, no,
The chances of that are the chicken teeth come into play again, don't they?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, it's going to anyway. Like with the whole thing, it's going to be chicken teeth because you can go out and spend thousands of hours a year in woodlands and not see a thing, and then that one split second, it can happen. Yeah. And I mean, you hear about sort of Deborah Hatswell and people like that, who've with her experience. I mean, that wasn't in the countryside, so.
That was round the corner. That was 2 streets away from where my cousin lived, and that place where my cousin lived, where we used to go around and stay over, and that was constant poltergeist activity, banging on the door, stuff moving, rocking chairs, all sorts of stuff going on. But that area, a place called Wilce, was built on an old cemetery, and it is literally Amateurville. You just move the headstones and then just built on top of the graves. So I know that area really well. It's not far from where I grew up.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy though. That's the first thing I heard was about Deborah Hanswell. But on Dartmoor, there's a lot going on. A lot of stuff going on. People have had similar experiences. There's big cats have been seen. They've had UFO sightings up quite a lot. If you go to there's a place called Cadover Bridge, which is it's like a by the stream sort of thing, by the little river. Kids can play in the water and the parents have a barbecue or whatever. If you go there at night, if you're lucky, there won't be any doggers there. But if you're really lucky, you can hear horses charging and screaming.
Oh.
And apparently it's a site of one of the. It was during the Civil War. The Royalists and they had a large battle there. And apparently, you can hear sometimes of an evening. You can hear the battle cries and the horses. That'd be quite interesting to hear.
Yeah, definitely be up for that.
A bit like Gettysburg,
Yeah, but hopefully not as hot and actual activity, and not just line dancing from drunken American females. But anyway, that's another story.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think I blacked out before that happened.
Yeah. Gosh.
Hey, we did some hiking on the battlefield, okay?
Well, we did. We had a look, and you could feel a completely different type of energy, like nothing felt before. The only thing really that I can put to it was when I went to Ground Zero in New York, and it was like that eerie. So I'm going back 6 years, obviously, after what had happened, and it was that you could feel that there was something completely different about it, and that's the nearest thing that I can put to it. Because I was stood right, so you got the 2 fountains now, where the taverns were, and I stood at one of them, which was the nearest one to the subway entrance. And just standing there, and even there's building work going on, there's people having lunch, there's workers, there's all sorts of everything, like moving about, and lots of people doing what they're doing, cranes and like construction workers. But even though it was just that, there's still an eerie silence about it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, how can that be when you've got all these hundreds of people doing what they're doing? And you can just pick up on it. Yeah. And it was this similar sort of feeling at Gettysburg. Like I said, it's the only way I can explain how I felt and what it was like for me.
It's very heavy.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine. I mean, the place where so many people perished anyway. It's going to be sort of, there's got to be some sort of vibe there.
Yeah, there's definitely something. But we didn't, I think I heard a bear. That was about it.
He insisted he heard a bear.
And got attacked by butterflies. But other than that, nothing.
I reckon it was a brown bear or a black bear?
It was a moving away from me bear, so I'm not bothered, to be honest.
Or it was people rolling around in the woods. You know, either way.
Yeah. It was a noise. But it was like, I'm not doing it again. Like 3 times I've had to do that now. And it was like just a low growl, but like kind of like, I'm here, you stay there. That's how it felt. And I'm like, oh, Nicole, that bear. And she was, I don't think it was. I'm like, I think it was. I was trying to convince both of us. So I don't know.
Are there any mountain lions around?
Possibly, I'd say so.
Yeah, I'd have been afraid of that.
Unofficially.
Yeah.
Unofficially, there's definitely mountain lions.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard that a lot of very experienced Bigfoot hunters are more afraid of Bigfoots than they are of Sasquatch.
Well, yeah, because there's no known like Bigfoot attacks.
No, because there's no one around to talk about them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True. Oh, that's where all the missing 411 people go.
Yeah, they're now Camp Bigfoot, whether they like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
They're either integrating or food.
What if Bigfoot is like vampires and they like attack somebody to make more Bigfoot?
Oh, so they become like a shapeshifter, but once you transform, then they stay Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think they would then become like a Wendigo or something.
There we go. And shadow people are the escaped soul of what was a human who is now Bigfoot. There we go. We're working this out, people.
See, the fun thing about paranormal is like any theory is just as valid as any other theory. So you can come out with some like wild shit, and sure, why not?
Disprove it? How can you disprove it? How about in the same sentence? How can you prove it? You can't either way.
Not yet.
No.
I think there was a question somebody posed not long ago, and it was, what do you think is going to be discovered or confirmed by science first, UFOs or Bigfoot?
Well, technically, UFOs, they've already admitted the existence of them. Some are ours, and some they don't know where they come from. But
technically, so confirm Bigfoot.
And this is the thing with confirmation of anything like this. They need to have a physical example of one.
Exactly.
Which I believe they do have of both of the above. But then if you start telling people, we've got Bigfoot and they're in the national parks and they're probably the reason why we have the missing 411, which you can put a 10 in front of that easily. People are not going to be wanting to go out in these areas because of what's going on. So
not only, also think of the American timber trade is worth billions a year. If they were to confirm the existence of Sasquatch, Bigfoot, a lot of those national parks would be closed down.
Yeah, conservation areas.
Grind to a halt.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money involved in that. As I say, billions. So it gives them an incentive to keep it quiet.
Yeah, but then the more that they cut it down, I think this is why there seems to be more sightings of them. I know there's still massive areas of the US that probably people have never ventured into, but this is why they're going to be more open. Like you see, like with bears going to garbage trucks and bins and all that because they're going looking for food because we're cutting into their environment, and that's why like foxes in the UK, they're venturing into city centres and that, which 20, 30 years ago they never used to. It'd be very rare to see one, but now you kind of see them all the time.
There are more foxes in city centres than there are in the countryside.
Yeah,
because
that don't surprise me.
Guaranteed source of food.
Yeah,
Bins,
takeaway. You got all the takeaway. There's more takeaway places, so there's more food thrown away into the rubbish. It's easy access.
If ever the fox population of Britain is endangered, we just build more takeaways.
Yeah,
simple.
Saying that, where I used to live, and we had cats. One of the cats got out, and we couldn't find her for ages. And one of our friends said, "I think we see." She was called Meatballs, big grey and white ball, so that hence the name Meatball. And she was found, and she'd been surviving on the scraps at a Chinese takeaway. And we found her around the bins on like the end of the car. We got her, took her back home, and she gave birth to that night, that same night, to 5 kittens, and they all survived. Yeah. So, but it's just she'd been gone about 2-3 weeks. We thought the worst had happened to her because we'd not heard her singing. She's about, I'd say, 2-3 miles down the road. So whether someone had picked her up and tried taking her, I don't know. But yeah, we found her. She must have been living at this Chinese place because that was the only food source in that area. Without being too sick or disrespectful, there was a crematorium around the corner. I don't think she'd been going there.
Oh,
but you never.
I thought you were going to go another way with that comment, Andy.
No, sorry.
To be rude another way, with the stereotype.
No.
Okay.
No, just that was all I had. Sorry.
All right.
But
anyway.
yeah. So if a domestic cat is going to do that, definitely a wild animal is going to do it because they're not having to go hunting for the food. It's literally there on a plate or there in a bin.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But I mean, the zoo that we had on Dartmoor, I think that he's quite responsible for a certain amount of the big cat population.
Oh yeah. Did you ever see the video of the black lion running across Dartford Moor?
No.
I've got it. It's very pixelated. It was on Fact or Faked about 15 years ago. You can clearly see it's a lion. You can tell with the tail, the mane, the way it moves, and you just see it running across the landscape, and it's just pure black. But like you said, it's like the zoos and that, and it's just easier to, we can't look after him, or we haven't got the right paperwork. We just open the doors, and it's not our problem anymore.
Pretty much proven that the guy did that. Let a couple of them free because he's the tiger.
Wow, the UK version of Tiger King.
Yeah.
Tiger King was something, man.
That is the best thing that happened during lockdown was Tiger King. Don't care what anyone says. That was
Tiger King united the world.
Entertainment was like it's pinnacle. Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, it's just
brilliant.
But it just shows you though, that's just one guy. So I know a lot of the tigers and that they found out that they were killed and what have you, but they also admitted that they released them because they couldn't cope. It was easier to just let them go. So imagine that's what we know, and that's just one documentary. Imagine all the zoos and all the private zoos and everything in the UK where everyone wanted all these exotic pets and they just thought, stop this. You open your
That's how
doors.
you get the sewer gators.
Exactly.
Because everybody thought like alligators were cute little pets until they got big, and then they released them in the sewer because they flushed them, and then they grew into sewer gators.
But what a lot of people didn't realize as well, they keep growing and growing to the surroundings, their environment, same as fish. The reptiles, reptiles and fish will keep growing until they physically just don't grow anymore. Or certain breeds of fish, like koi carp and that, will just keep growing and going. So that's why when you see these alligators and what have you, like 15, 20 foot long.
Yeah.
So while we're on the topic, you guys talk. I'll be right back.
On the topic
Of reptiles and
yes.
things, I'll be right back.
Right, okay. I don't know if she's changing into a reptilian or what. I've no idea what's going on tonight. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff we don't know, and I think there's a lot of stuff we're never going to find out. They're never going to tell us the truth of what is actually going on. But I'm going to wait for it to come back because we've still got half an hour to go yet. Well, 18 minutes, and then we're going to do that other thing that we said we was going to do. So have you got any more conferences or conventions or anything lined up for the rest of this year?
No, not for the rest of this year.
No.
Obviously, we're planning next year already. As you've seen, Daniel's put up his Monsters movie.
Yes, I need to check that out.
The first guest has been announced.
Who's that? Because I missed that.
Russell Accord.
Oh.
From Expedition Bigfoot, yeah.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yes, definitely. And I'm guessing most of the other crew that were there this year are going to be going, like RPG, Gwendolyn.
Gwen will be there probably.
Yeah.
Chris Alsford.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I had Daniel on the other week. He was talking about the documentary going out the cinemas on, I think it was last week? Yeah, a week Monday just gone. So he wanted to come on and talk about that. But I'm at a conference this week. Well, I'm there tomorrow. I'm there for 4 days, but I'm coming back home every day because it's within driving distance. So I'm not paying for an hotel when I can drive home in just over half an hour. You know what I mean? So I will be picking up Todd and Carmela Coco, because I can't pronounce the surname.
Pocatello.
That's what she said. So I'm picking them up from the train station where I live, Northampton. And then we're going to drive up to Bosworth Hall, where Festival of the Unexplained's on. We're actually doing a paranormal investigation tomorrow night.
Ooh.
So that should be good. I'm meeting up with girls to investigate. Sarah, meeting up with Greg from Pursuit of the Paranormal. We're actually having a spat. So we're doing a podcast on Friday. Because I'm not in work now till next week. It's just throwing me days out. So we're doing a spa day on Friday at the hotel. But we're going to do. Sorry?
Did you just say a spa day?
Yeah. Don't judge me on this. Wait till you hear where it's going. So we're going to chill. We're going to do a podcast from the spa. So we're going to spooky spa podcast or something. So it's just me and Greg just going to be talking about different stories and just see where it goes. So we're going to put it out on both channels. And then I don't know whether to do it on this show or do it on Friday's show when we do that, about what we've got coming up in the next few months. So that is not a speak. You won't say it, it's going to be audio only. Don't worry. The cameras are going to be pointing the other way.
All right. Do you want to see what I went and got?
Go on. Yes. What?
I got her this weekend.
Gecko? Is that a gecko?
Yeah. She's my little reptilian.
Oh my god! How cool! So you just got the one?
Yeah.
For now.
Just the one.
For now.
Does it get any bigger or?
Yeah, she'll get a little bigger. She's a baby. Well, she's like a juvenile. So.
Don't they grow to about 2 feet, depending on the species? Because I was going to get a gecko a while ago, because I had 2 bearded dragons, and they were about 80, a male and female. Yeah. They used to love having a shower, though. You'd have a shower, they'd put them in the bath, and then put the shower head on them, and they just, I know, I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's a leopard gecko. So she stays pretty small, but she's going to get like a little bit bigger than this. She's going to get lost.
Yeah. Ooh. Very nice.
I don't know. I can't deal with, I don't know, anything reptilian or snakes or spiders or anything like that. Hate them. Oh.
No. We've got a false black widow living in the bathroom.
Oh no.
But I did check. So the update on the iPhone now, you can just point your camera and it'll pick it up and it'll tell you about what it is you're pointing at. And it said the false black widow, ignore all the myths about it bites you, you'd be dead in half an hour. The worst it'll do, it'll be like a wasp or a bee sting. Unless you get anaphylactic shock and then you do.
Oh, that's all. I also don't want a wasp or a bee sting.
Oh, I don't either, but I thought where it is near the window, anything that flies in through the bathroom window will go straight into its web. And I'm happy for that to be guarding the upstairs of the house. Put it that way.
I left the bathroom window open the other day, and I went in the morning, and there was a spider in the corner of the shower, and I was going to chuck my slipper at it, but I was worried it was going to chuck the slipper back at me. Honestly, this thing was massive.
Wow.
It was huge. So
then, go on, sorry.
Like a wet room, so I pulled the drain out in the middle of the shower and just washed it down the drain.
Yeah.
No way is that thing in there.
No.
Honestly.
I went to get a bath the other day. There's a bright red spider, like blood red colour. I'm like, yeah, that's going. Yeah, didn't hang about to see what that was. That was gone. Didn't kill it. I just removed it from the premises.
But we do very strange coloured spiders in Britain. There's a place in Cornwall, Bodmin Jail. And a few years ago, they uncovered one of the old tunnels that led from the main prison wing to the naval prison wing.
Yeah.
And there were spiders down there that were like neon green.
Oh.
Ew. I don't like spiders.
I don't mind spiders.
Which is ironic for somebody who spends so much time in old attics and basements, but no.
There is that.
Mark, the curator, was like, come down in the tunnel. I was like, I'm not going down there with those glowing things down. No way.
No.
You know how they say that, like, when you like encounter a spirit or whatever, it feels like spider webs?
Yes.
So I just tell myself when I'm in the basement, I'm like, it's a ghost. It's fine. It's not spiders. It's a ghost.
See, I'm the other way. I'm like, it's spider webs. It's not a ghost.
It's like a ghost dragon. It's recursable. I think that orange and red. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't wait long enough because it was pretty rapid. And I was just like, yeah, I just want to get rid of this because it looks like if that bites me, my hand's going to fall off or something.
Yeah. I got bitten a few years ago on an investigation in an old fort, actually, and it bit me on the shin.
Yeah.
And I had a hole in my shin that you could stick the end of your little finger in.
Oh, where are you going?
I actually feel very sick.
It went all pussy and black.
No.
So don't spiders don't bite.
No. I don't want to get bit by anything, to be honest with you. But
no,
not good. Don't like spiders.
No, same here. I'm not. Well, I'm not. It's not. I don't mind them, but I don't really want them crawling over my face or my hands and that. They're all right, like a few foot away. I can deal with them. I just don't want to be picking them up if I don't have to.
If you get a turkey with jumping spiders, they jump at you.
I don't like anything that like jumps at your face, like crickets, jumping spiders. Frogs are fine, but I don't want it near me.
Yeah, I don't mind frogs. I used to keep them as pets, newts, all that kind of stuff back in the day.
Don't mind frogs, but definitely don't like spiders. Don't like snakes. Lizards freak me out.
I'm so sorry, and I brought one on the show.
Yeah,
Well, that's fine.
just
3,500 miles away.
testing you. So, can I do a quick plug before we do your plugs? Is that all right, Ian?
I don't have many plugs, to be honest.
Right. That's all right. I'll be as quick as I
That's
can.
okay. Andy has tons.
Yeah, I can give you some of these if you want. So, starting next Friday, we are going to be coming back on a Friday. It's going to start off.
But not every Friday.
It's going to start off every other Friday. It kind of just happened. I looked at my calendar last week. I'm like, Nicole, we've got every other Friday now to like January going on. So we've got these are all different things going on. I don't. If anyone noticed the intro, I've changed it about a bit, and I've put a couple of teaser things in there as to what's going to be going on. So you all know we're going to be doing calling it Paranormal Pizza. That's going to be the last Friday of the month. We've got another thing that we're going to be doing. We was going to start dropping guests on a Wednesday and then do it on the Wednesday. But with this other thing that we've got quite a lot of, we've got a ton of content. We've got enough content to last us 2 years if we did it once a week. A, B, C.
Half a year.
D. No, 4 on each.
Oh,
4 times 26.
Wait,
is
4 on each?
104.
What do you mean 4 on each?
4A, 4B. If we did one a week, it would take us 2 years to cover.
Well, I didn't know we were doing 4. I thought we were doing 1.
No, so we are, but we're going to go round and round and round. Anyway, I'm trying to say it without giving it away. Yeah? So we've got enough content to cover the next 2 years, and that's just doing 1 a week. But we're going to be doing 2 a week. So that's something else. So rather than breaking into a Wednesday and disrupting the guests coming on, like yourself, Ian, we're going to take it to a Friday. So Fridays are going to be anything between 60 minutes and 2 hours.
This is all news to me, guys. I am finding this out for the first time today with all of you. This is not what we just did.
So our Christmas special is going to be pre-recorded because Christmas Eve is on a Wednesday. So it is going to go out on Christmas Eve, like normal time. So we're pre-recording it on the 22nd of November. Everyone who's coming on is lined up. Everyone knows the drill as to exactly what is going on, how it's going to work, etc., etc. So me and Nicole and a couple of other people have sorted this out today. So all that's good. So we're going to do the Christmas Krampus drawing. So if you get your drawings in, send them to either me or Nicole by the 21st of November, and then we'll use them on the 22nd of November, and then you'll see it a month after. But it works out, it's like 4 weeks today, or 4 weeks on Saturday, we're going to be filming it. Then 4 weeks after, or 3.5 weeks after, it's going to be Christmas. So it's not that far away.
Ew. I don't want to think about the fact that Christmas is not that far away.
It's October next week, and obviously Christmas is in December, not the 13th or the 31st. So, yeah.
So by your office, you've probably got your Christmas tree up already, haven't you?
No, I don't do Christmas.
Oh, right, Grinch.
Yeah, but I'll give you a quick insight as to the ceiling in the That's everything I've got on the ceiling. So you can see Mothman, and we've got Dogman, we've got Pterodactyl, got a Huey helicopter, and then everything else. Oh, there's I'm gonna move the microphone. We've got a pumpkin head person hanging there.
Mm.
So, and there's more to be added. I'm just waiting on a couple of deliveries.
Your
She just
office
tried to
is
make a
quite
break
massive.
for it.
Yeah. So everything's going on the ceiling now. I have no room anywhere else. So yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so we've got this other thing going on. We are going to be having, and I still need to kind of sort this out a little bit. We are going to be having regular. What did we not guest? Regular guest hosts.
Yes, guest co-host.
Yeah. So these 2-3 people that you're going to be seeing more often than not. And a number of reasons, but I'll talk about that another time. So that's it. They weren't black, but they weren't black when I put them up there. Don't worry.
Ew.
Yeah. So we've got a few things going on. Couple of other things that we can't talk about because it's not for us. But what we sorted out the other day.
Oh yes.
When you got added to it, yeah.
We have a lot of fun stuff coming up.
We've got so much fun stuff coming up.
Because we got to get back into doing some of the fun episodes, like having the guests on and chat, and that's a different kind of fun. That's like informative. Like, but we definitely have some like goofy fun things coming up.
Well, we always have fun.
Yes.
Because we always have good guests anyway. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we just gonna do whatever and just see where it goes. So that's it. That's everything I've got. There is going to be a lot more of this going on when I find it. Oh no, it's all right. Got a minute and a half yet before I need to do it.
Oh, you almost timed that.
Hey?
Perfect. You almost timed it.
I know. I'm just keeping me on the clock now. So the Christmas special, we've got 3 features that's going to be going on. One of them is non-verbal, which is going to be so good. That was Nicole's idea. So if it all falls apart, blame her.
I mean, it's verbal. It's not going to be like, we're not doing like miming.
No, it's not going to be all that kind of stuff.
It's charades. Act out your favorite cryptid.
Kind of. Oh, yeah, we could do that. We could do.
No.
You know what, Ian? How's your charades?
Yeah.
Right. Could you, with Nicole saying that now, could you act out what your favourite cryptid is without saying anything?
No.
Andy, act out your favorite cryptid. Is that a zombie?
Oh, it's Mothman. So we are.
Okay.
It
could have been a pterodactyl.
It could have been anything. Could have been the Loch Ness monster.
It could have been.
So what we're going to do to make sure that we don't go over on time is, I'm keeping this for every single episode. You're going to get this. And it's not me being rude, it's just going to be a little bit brutal, is at 1 hour 20, we're going to cut to that, and then the guest is going to talk about where we can find them, what they're about, what they're going to be doing, any new projects, anything they've done in the past that we don't know about. Nothing dodgy, that's like all paranormal related, but like things that you've done that people might not know you for, or do you know what I mean? Like that you've probably trying to word it. Like things that you've recorded in the past that might be difficult for people to find if it was on like an old YouTube channel or an Instagram account that you don't use that often anymore. Do you get what I mean?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. So over to you, Ian. Tell us.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a few things planned for the rest of this year and next year. We've just had. He's a member of the group, but he's now going to step up with me and Hella to become a leading member of the group, which is Luke. I've known Luke for 18 years, so we're best buddies. He is an amazing videographer. So we're going to be looking at creating a docu-series. And it will be around sort of UFO, cryptid, paranormal, and it won't be anything about, woo and screaming and nostril shots and running away. It's going to be, there's going to be stuff where we're going to be out in the field, boots on the ground, hiking, walking through forests, whatever at night. It can also be on an investigation that we're going to be on, that we've got planned, or, good old UFO watching, and anything that we get, it will be recorded. If there's nothing, then there's nothing. That's how it is. But yeah, and obviously the podcast, which is going to be this one here, which is Tracking the Unknown. It's all in place. I just haven't had time to start recording it yet due to work commitments and things like that. So that's all up and ready to go. Sorry?
There's two Andys.
Is there?
Oh, there is, yeah.
There we go.
One of them did
off again. It's like living in the 70s, eh? 80s,
Oh.
70s.
So we're all really sort of, quite optimistic and looking forward to recording good footage and getting good, credible, tangible evidence.
Excellent.
Just real good stuff. That's what we were in it for, and that's what we started it for, and that's where we want to carry on. If in doubt, throw it out. So any sort of crap evidence will not be put up. It's got to be good evidence, solid. I always say to my guys, when I first started out in the paranormal, I used to be with a quite a reputable group, and at the time, and we were getting ripped apart. There were people out there who were just out to get you, to debunk everything, and rip you apart, and they got personal. So,
do you not find that these people that do that now still?
Yeah, there are a lot of people that do that, and you've got to watch. You've got to make sure you mix with the right people.
Yeah,
people
definitely.
that are good people that have got the same passion as you have and want to follow the same route. Not people who want to backstab and negative and ripping other people apart. And you see it so much on social media. Stupid comments and stuff like that. So we just want to. We're all passionate about it, and we've been doing it for years. Luke's been investigating with us since 2008, 2009. So he's got a good 15, 16 years under his belt as well. He's also got a drone as well, which he does have a license for, and all that sort of thing. So it's going to enable us to create some really nice footage, really, as well. Make it interesting. And we're going to touch on the historical aspect of things as well. It's not only investigating, but I don't know if you can imagine something like Ghost Hunters and Time Team meet, that sort of thing.
But I always find that interesting, though, when you go to a location to share the history of the place, not just the building, but the area, say the village or the town. It's just to get a bit of an insight as to like what's gone on there in the past.
Yeah, there's always a big debate about research, whether you should research before or after. Obviously, both. If you research before, it has its advantages because you can then, what kind of questions you're going to ask when you're doing your EVP sessions and things like that. But then again, the negative thing about that is also it can also influence your results.
A preconception.
So I feel like ideally you would go twice. Once blind with no history or anything, just to see what you get, and then go back and research, see if anything matches up, and then you have more to go on.
Yeah. But we also had,
Sorry,
we also
say
I'd like the team. Go on.
No, I was just going to say quickly, I'd like to know the history of it, but none of the paranormal stuff.
Yeah, but it can all hang together, can't it?
Yeah.
I know.
But we have one of them. He's come up with a very, very interesting experiment that we are looking at conducting. Don't really want to say anything about it now.
No.
But it's very, let's say it has to do with future and past.
Ooh.
Yeah. And he came up with it one evening at an investigation. And it was one of those moments we all said, Jesus, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever tried anything like that before.
So, I want to know if they're going to be live or edited.
Some of them will be live and some of them will be edited. Because it depends where you are. Sometimes you're in areas, we investigate places sometimes where you'll just lose signal.
Yes. Oh, tell me about it. Everywhere I go, I lose signal.
Exactly. With the podcast as well, Tracking the Unknown, that's going to be about everything. Paranormal, UFOs, and cryptids. That will be pre-recorded. A DJ is going to be on there, DJ Brewster. A few other people that we've got lined up. And that's just going to be a bit sort of in-depth into current theories and things like that, really.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome.
Excellent. Right. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Yeah, we've gone down some weird rabbit holes like foxes and black lions and spiders. But
we always do anyway.
These black undies on the ceiling,
Yeah.
Shh, don't.
See, Andy had to point us right at them.
I think somebody on the chat actually pointed out they saw a mankini up there.
No.
Yes. Andy is very notorious for his mankini.
Unfortunately, that's made up news. Oh, fortunately, sorry.
Oh, right.
Right, so we are going to have to end it now, only because I need to go and sort the electric out before it goes off again. So I want to say a massive thank you to Ian for coming on. I will be live streaming at some point on Friday, not tomorrow. And we'll keep you updated with everything going on. And hopefully Ian will come back on once he's been out and gone into the project and can talk a bit more about it and bring us some evidence. Yeah.
Will do.
Excellent.
Well, we'll see each other around anyway, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. You're not a million miles away. About 6 hours.
Yeah.
About the same as New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
brilliant.
Right.
Andy is frozen again.
I know. One of them things. Right. So I'm going to end it and then I'm going to have to shoot off. So thank you guys. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you, everyone listening back on podcast and Audible, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the others. So have a wonderful weekend. You'll see me at some point over there, or hear me at least. And then just go from there. And thank you to the new subscribers as well. We've got about 4 or 5 from this evening. So,
ooh, yay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's
right,
it.
Guys. See you later.
Yes, we'll see you next Wednesday. We've got Tony Banham coming on from Daniel's Cryptid Conference. He's on next Wednesday. And then next Friday, we've got Brandon and Dawn coming on, and that's going to be back every 6 weeks. So have a wonderful time, everyone. I'll see you all very, very soon. So take care and what was it? The quote of this week: "It's better to be busy than dead." There you go. That's a new quote. See you guys later.
Goodbye.